Hi there, it's Jodi. Welcome to episode 34 of Tuesday Tips. Today I'm going to focus on the sweetest Christmas sweet. If you have a copy of our July to December holiday mini catalog, it's on pages 8 and 9. If you're looking in my online store, you can search by particular product or you can search by sweet. So the sweetest Christmas sweet, if you look there online, you'll see all of these products that are part of the suite. I've really enjoyed creating with these products. The designer paper, the Sweetest Christmas designer paper, is super fun. There's some sequins. They have adhesive on the back, which is always handy. Some red and white glimmer paper, some really pretty red and green ribbon, and then 2 amazing bundles. Each of them have a stamp set and then coordinating dies. So lots of fun there. What I want to focus on with this particular video is simply the candy canes. I want to show you all of the different things that you can do with these candy canes. So if I took my candy cane image and inked it up on an ink pad and just stamped it on the paper, used a coordinating die to cut it out, you could get something like this. Simple red and white striped candy cane. The red is stamped on the white cardstock, cut out, pretty straightforward. Another option is to use the Sweetest Christmas designer paper. Now this piece is I've used it a lot, so it's missing some parts, but that's okay. So I can take my die and it coordinates. It perfectly was designed very intentionally to cut out the candy canes on this paper. So if you notice, this one here is primarily red, but then some of the stripes are a little bit of a lighter pink shade. So that's what I did on this card here. Now I could have easily just inked it up and stamped it like I did here, but this is another option to use the designer paper, use the die that it was perfectly designed to fit with, and no stamping at all, just die cut that candy cane from the designer paper. Another option is to take your white cardstock, take your stamp, and then use some markers. These are our regular Stampin' Write markers. I have Real Red and Garden Green. And I'm going to take the brush end. So there's a fine point end and a brush end. I'm going to use the brush end, and I'm going to use the side, not the very tip, but the side of the brush end. And I'm going to color every other section green. So I'll just color right over it. Using the side not only kind of covers more area and makes it go a little faster, but it saves your tip from kind of getting destroyed. So we'll do that. And then I'm going to switch to red, again using the brush end instead of the fine point. And just go over every other one, the ones that are obviously not colored on already. And then what I'm going to do next is going to probably sound a little bit strange on the video because you're not going to see me do it, you're going to hear me do it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this alternating red and green, and I'm going to literally like huff on it. What that does is the moisture from my breath kind of re-moisturizes that marker that was on the rubber. And now, oh shoot, I didn't see I had a little something on my stamp, but you get the idea. So pretend that little, you know what, I can maybe even, I don't know if that would make it more, I can make that work, just blend that in. So that's a really great way to get 2 different colors on your candy cane. If you look at this sample here in the catalog or online, you can see the alternating red and green. This particular pattern is not in the designer paper, so that was also done with markers, just like I did this one. You could also do some super non-traditional colors if you wanted to. With this technique, you can use whatever color markers that you've got. Okay, I'm going to clean this on my scrub pad, remove all of the ink, and I'm going to show you one more option. So far, we've got just ink it up in the stamp pad and stamp it. We've got use the coordinating die and cut it out of designer paper. We've got use the brush end of the markers to color on the image, huff, and then stamp on your white cardstock. The final option that I want to show you, and you know what, there could very well be more. These were just 4 that jumped out to me, It's very different, but very cool options. This is Versamark ink. This is a watermark ink. I could do a whole video series on Versamark ink. There are so many things you can do with it. For this particular technique, I'm using it to emboss. So this is the basic. When I stamp with Versamark ink, I get a tone on tone. You see that it's kind of like a watermark there. What I'm going to do next is take some white embossing powder, our little tray to catch that, which is also in the mini catalog. I've used a lot. But what I do is tap off the excess and it sticks to that Versamark ink. So that watermark ink, that tone-on-tone ink, you could just let it dry and have that tone-on-tone background. Or while it's still wet like this, you can pour on embossing powder and that powder will stick to the Versamark ink. So now I'm going to set this aside and this aside and pull in my heat tool and show you what this looks like to heat emboss. Maybe you've done heat embossing, maybe this is the first time you've seen it. So I'm just going to hold the heat close to my cardstock and hopefully you'll be able to see. Do you see it start to melt? When it melts, let me show you. I think you can see the difference. On the bottom, the last few stripes, those are melted. You see a shiny, smooth surface. The ones that aren't melted yet still have a flat, more grainy looking surface. And so when I'm melting the powder, I just want to keep that heat source moving so that it doesn't scorch the image or the cardstock. Okay? So then you've got this, which again, of course, fits the die. Now I used, this actually is a good way to point this out. There's two different candy canes, one facing each way, two different dies. So I happen to grab the die out of the package that fits with that one, but there is another die that fits perfectly around this one. So this is another fun option that you can do with some white embossing powder on red or whatever color you want cardstock. So I just wanted to come on and share that with you today for Tuesday Tips, just to show you that there are so many different options. This actually shows you a card sample where it was embossed with white on red. Lots and lots of options here with designer paper, ink, markers, embossing, all sorts of things to inspire your creativity with the Sweet Candy Canes bundle in the Sweetest Christmas Suite. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.